to our 2025 Lacrosse Banquet. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Frank Garcia, and I've been the acting president of the Booster Club for the last 3 years. I'm retiring after tonight, but I'm not going away. I'm going to stay on the board in some capacity, but at least retiring as president. You guys are going to be in fantastic hands because you voted in our new board. Our new president will be Matt Medley. Okay? If he ran for president, I would vote for him over Donald Trump over There's no doubt. But, so the program is in great hands. It has been an absolute honor to serve the boys lacrosse program over the last 2 years as president and many years before that. Very blessed to see these boys grow up. I love announcing, unless somebody wants the spot. I always love announcing JV and varsity because I get to see you guys grow up. And as I mentioned to Coach earlier today, not to embarrass anyone, but one specific player, it was fun calling their names out in JV, and it was fun watching them matriculate to varsity and be successful at the varsity level. You know, as parents, we love all you guys, you know, especially as booster parents. We love the program, we love our JV players, we love our varsity players, we love all you guys, and there's nothing more rewarding than watching you guys grow up as young adults and be successful playing the game you love. So that's a lot of fun. Grit and determination, no matter what the scoreboard said this year, whether it was a JV game or a varsity game, grit and determination. 100% effort from the beginning of the first to the end of the fourth. It didn't matter. We had some really exciting ones at JV. I jumped out of my seat, I screamed. I think Riley McCullum had a couple of game winners, overtime and stuff like that. Very exciting game of grit and determination. And I'm sure Coach Wilcox has covered the varsity team plenty enough. You guys should be very proud. Parents, we should be proud. This is a great group of boys. JV and varsity all the way up. So we should be very proud of what these boys have done. So if we can, let's put our hands together for the JV and varsity. Absolutely. Last thing I want to say, very generous donations in the back. That's what we're all about. I mean, this community, outside even lacrosse, when someone's in need, we help out. There's been various stories as parents we know, families in need, and our ability to raise money to support the families in need in this town is not comparable to any other community, in my opinion. All right, I'm covering a little bit of Long Island, I'm covering half my life up here, and maybe half my life down the line. I would say Newville, as a community, takes care of its own. We should be very proud of that. And that's a testament right in the back. All right, just whatever you have, donations is going to go to a very worthy cause. So thank you so much, everyone that was able to bring something to donate today. With that being said, I'm going to pass it off to Head Coach Matt Wilcox, and we'll get the festivities rolling.
Before we have Coach Salmon go up and talk about the JV team, I just want to give thanks to the many people who made this season extremely special. The players and coaches understand how lucky we are to have the support of so many people throughout not only the season, but the off season as well. This banquet is just one of the many examples of that support. First, I want to say thank Lakeside Fire Department for hosting us again this year. Thank you very much. This food was great. Thank Garcia, everyone else for putting this lacrosse banquet together. Varsity parents, extremely supportive this year. The lacrosse community, the supporters, Sales Pizzeria, especially all the other businesses, the youth coaches over the years. Chad Lynch, Bob Doherty, Kevin Brady, Vic Ayala, all the other coaches. Did a great job. Tremendous job on the years to bring these guys all the way up. our jobs a lot easier as coaches. To all the parents who helped out the varsity games this season. Game announcer Frank Garcia, JV and varsity. Scoreboard and clock, Chad Lynch. Rebecca Carl Caesar for JV. Score and stats keeper, varsity Bob Doherty. JV Katie Cliff. Sideline coordinators, varsity Paul Lyman. JV, we had a bunch of helpers, Bill Allen, Don Brooks, Joe Needle, and Kevin Brady. Videographer, Rob Kinsilla for varsity, and Aaron and Rob Lindsay for JV. JV parent, Anna Marie Powell. I'm still going. Game day photographers, Colleen Nielsen, Mitzi Kinsilla, Tara Levy, and my man, Matt Man. Big raffle, can't thank him enough. That's not an easy job. My uncle started this a long time ago with those raffle tickets. Matt did a phenomenal job running that and making this possible. And they raised a lot of money for this program. So I want to thank Matt and everybody else who helped them with the big raffle. Thank you. Social media, Sabrina Webster and Becky DeCesar, awesome job. You see those game days, you see the game day stuff. My social media is so bad, my wife makes fun of me. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all the other stuff. But I do see it, and it was awesome the whole year. They didn't just show the varsity, they mentioned the JV and all the other levels. And I think that's very important in the world we live in. Social media is a big part, and they use it the right way. So thank you very much for that. I'm not done yet. Tara Levy, Mitch Kinsilla, everybody else who helped out with that. I'm sorry for forgetting. Team Apparel, Wendy Ayana, all the beautiful shirts you see, boys. She helps talk to Mr. Holden and design those. She does a great job with that. All the other apparel, the gloves. Program, again, Mitch Kinsilla, head of that. It was an awesome program. I'm very grateful for that. Varsity coordinators for the spring trip. That doesn't just happen. If I put that together, we'd be somewhere in the middle of nowhere on the side of the road. They do it all. I do the on-field stuff, they take care of all the off-field stuff. Frank and Jen Garcia headed that phenomenal job. Tara Lee with the bus. Shannon Seatbelt, Erica Doherty, helping with the food. Thank you very much for that trip. That trip was awesome. Senior night, Doug Gregoire and all the junior parents. I know I'm forgetting names, I'm sorry. Booster Club. We'll talk about these two a little bit, but President Frank and Jen Garcia. Secretary, Becky DeCesar. Treasurer, Dave Dixon. Fundraiser Director, Matt Medwood. Tournament Coordinator, Chad Lynch, who's now Kevin McGrain. Communications, she does a lot behind the scenes, and I'm really grateful because she gets all those emails out for me. Again, I'm not tech savvy. Sarah Lyman. Concessions, Erica Doherty and Mindy Irving, and everybody else who helps. I know I'm missing people. I'm so sorry. Look at it. I'm telling you right now, you need the support from the parents, from the Booster Club these days to have a great program. And I hope all your boys are looking up here and listening. Don't look at me, actually. Please give all these people I mentioned a big round of applause. I came up here and I was a little like, I fell off the golf cart a couple days ago. I got a concussion. My man, Coach Porter, was driving, so thanks. So if I go down, he's going to come up and finish it for me. Now, 3 special parents who have dedicated so much to this program and will be leaving us after this season. These 3, I think, over time have done so much. This guy's going to hate me right now for talking about him, but I don't care. Chad Lynch, where are you? I see him right back there. Since 2015, we've been doing this thing, and you surpassed my word time. Last Last year is the longest tenured parent that's been part of this Baldwinsville program. It started out a long time before that though. We helped with a lot of these guys right here, the guys in the past, the state championship teams, what you've done for their youth program, starting in with some other guys. It's tremendous. Starts up down here and keeps going up. I'm very extremely grateful. You've seen championships, All-Americans, great players. And you're a part of those successes because of your dedication all those years. I know I'm grateful. I know these guys are all grateful. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. Frank and Jen Garcia. What can I say? They took over Booster Club president. Frank's Booster Club president. Jen is the vice president the summer of 2022. I've been blessed to have them for those seasons. But it's not just those seasons, it's all the off seasons. Just like Chad, they've been there since the start with these guys. They've given everything and some to these lacrosse players, off the field especially. And to our coaches too. Anything we want, we get, and they're the head of that. And you kids have been spoiled for the past couple of years. I've been spoiled, you've been spoiled, we've been blessed. You guys did this. Thank you for everything. Appreciate it. Not both of our trainers, but one of our trainers, Caitlin Hill, made it tonight. She was awesome the whole night. We've got a list of us coaches ramble on, and these boys handle their boo-boos. But she does a phenomenal job with us. She really does, not just with lacrosse, but with every sport. So thank you very much. Our school coaches, our modified coaches are here with Glenn McCaffrey, Mike Diglio. Took me 5 years to get his last name right. Ryan Asmus and Mike Lewis. JV coaches, Frank talked about it. I think that Tim Solomon, I coach Tim Solomon, assistant coach Mike Lucky, and assistant coach Joan Fontanella did a phenomenal job developing these players. From the start, all the way to the finish, there was a huge jump. A huge jump. You saw the big wins against Victor, the great game against JV. There were some other ones, but I'm telling you, JV, it's very important to develop and get them ready for the varsity level. And all three of those guys did that. They also did an awesome job. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Varsity assistants. Offensive coordinator Keegan Lynch. We had a pretty veteran offense that was pretty solid all year. I really thought from start to finish. However, I thought it went to the next level. I think these guys would agree. Keegan came back from college. His knowledge, vision, personality, and passion for lacrosse makes him an incredible coach. I told him he did a really, really good job, so he didn't take mine. I've been lucky to have him these past 5 years as a player and coach. I called Charlie Bertrand the GOAT of all lacrosse. I called Keegan Lynch the GOAT of Viva lacrosse. But he's also a phenomenal coach, and we were very lucky to have him. I know he's not here, but thank you, Keegan. I know these two don't mind here, but I have the best assistant coaches in the state. You know, I really believe that. What they do with these players, whether it's during practice, in the off seasons, during the game, adjustments. It's incredible to watch them. I don't even go to the defense. You know, I try to talk and communicate with them as much as possible. I let them do their thing, and they do a phenomenal job. They are the best. I thought it was their best season coaching. I really do. They took pretty much a brand new, extremely young defense, and then losing your starting goalie who's a senior, and then having a backup goalie come in and do a good job. But they took that young defense and goalie and developed into a really good, solid unit. And their knowledge, their passion, their IQ for defense, again, is the best. I consider them both co-head coaches and two of my closest friends. Thank you for everything, guys. when you get home, just make sure, I always tell you, family is the most important thing. Make sure you thank your family for everything they've done for you. You know, a huge thank you to my wife, family are gonna be here. She's at home with my daughter right now. They give a lot up, family gives a lot up for you and for us coaches. To enjoy the game we love. So thank you to them. I'm sorry if I've forgotten someone, but you're probably ready for me to shut up. So after all those thank yous, I want to bring up our JV head coach, Tim Solomon. Rose. Joey Russell. Mike Spano. Ethan Stereo. Max Torres. And Coma. Ethan Leonard. All right, Coach Center has a lot of things. We want to thank all the people that helped us out on the sideline for our games and did all the stuff that Coach went through. Thank Coach Blackie. Been with me for a few years now. Coach did a pretty good job without me. And this year, Coach Montanella, great having another coach out here helping us out. So I want to thank these guys. Thank you, parents. Thank you. This 2025 boys varsity team, very proud. And I mean that. As much as we kid around sometimes, we're very proud. I'd be lying if I said that we're usually happy and satisfied with the team. We don't come out with a championship. Now that's the standard that some of the current players, the past players, and these coaches have set. It is. However, not this season, because this season was very special. And I couldn't be more proud of a group and a team. The word that describes this team that we talked about is resilient. Started with Jake breaking his hand in a freak accident, being out after I believe it was the third game of the season. We felt awful. But this group stuck together as a whole. The veteran offense picked their game up. With a young defensive goalie that developed into a strong group. A couple of huge road wins against FM at number 2, ranked team the state Canandaigua. The boys were playing the best lacrosse at the most important time of the season in May. While dominating CNS in the big regular season finale, the team had to battle another form of adversity, losing our face-off specialist, Dustin Usman, who would have a season ending. But these boys, again, resilient. These coaches resilient. They would come up with a working plan to face off. Most importantly, raising their game to a new level. Beating Rome and FM, the playoffs, and then advancing to the sectional finals against West Tennessee. The sectional championship, this team, what a great effort. Came out strong in the first quarter and first half. However, some unfortunate plays, some disgusting officiating, and facing a very talented West Tennessee team, we just came out a little short. However, I need to say it does not take away from this team's season accomplishments. I can speak for the coaches and strongly believe for the parents when saying that we are so very proud of all of you in an amazing 2025 season. Thank you very much. Underclassmen, we're going to call you up. We're going to have your time with your seniors, so we're going to call you up individually, and we're going to give our seniors their time. So we'll start with underclassmen, captain, junior, honorable mention, Ollie, Zach Buss. face-off specialist, tremendous job. You want to talk about going 80% as a sophomore? That's incredible. As a sophomore, he was first team all-league. Pasti Kusama. Tackman, excited for this coming season, always ready to work, number 11, junior, number 25, ready this season. Midfielder, excited for him this coming season as well, number 34, Amadio Domingo. Junior defenseman, number 7, Leonard. Junior defenseman who really had a good year for us. He was second team all-league, Mike Aguilar. Junior, face-off specialist and also teammate for us, very athletic, number 27, Dominic Gaines. Sophomore attackman, number 6, Nick Diana. Junior midfielder, number 8, Ali Lyman. Guy gave a tough spot, really improved throughout the year. It's his cage now. Junior, 14, goalie, Cameron Toshi. Sophomore leading between the lines, the dog, number 23, Alessio Green. Long stick Nate, pretty impressive playing as a freshman, brought up. Excited for his future. Number 26, Trey Medley. Sophomore, Simon Assassin. All right. Good player, number 12, Brady Sterry. Sophomore defenseman, really stepped in, did a great job for us this year. Had some key starts. Number 15, Jack Sundrad. Sophomore started all year. I will mention all league. Number 33, defenseman Zach Webster. Senior class. Obviously, incredibly proud of you guys. Maturity and growth in junior year, senior year was incredible. They started their leadership not just in the spring, all the way from last summer, all the way through the fall, to the winter, never stopped. Couldn't be more proud of you guys. All of us coaches will every day, every single day with this team, because you guys have always came to work with a positive attitude. That is a big credit to the seniors and their ability to lead. I call you guys up individually and have a little fun. It's incredible to see this player's growth from when he started to now. He's truly improved, worked hard to game lacrosse. Very proud of him. He'll be attending OCC in the fall. Uncle Steve. Talk about a guy who brings the energy and effort every time he steps on the field. He sets the tone in practice. He would set the tone by picking fights in practice. It was awesome. We don't do that anymore. We're used to play. We love that stuff. But it wasn't meant to bring down the team. It was meant to get the team going. I think he even picked a fight with his twin brother a couple times. That being said, he really improved overall, especially on the offensive end. I call it bully ball. Okay, goes right through guys. He'll be attending Kent State University in the fall. Number 4, midfielder Eli Gordon. This is another player who brought it every day of practice and at games. He wasn't as loud as his brother, but he did his talking on the field. He would push himself to the limit. I gotta say this story. Sometimes there's alternate puberty. I like that though. Old school guys. I think he set aside she's not going to puberty. No, but I gotta say, also, it's funny, that is funny, he would push himself to the limit, and he loved his team, he loved people lacrosse, very skilled defenseman, right, will be attending and playing lacrosse at Ewellville University. He can do it. Next guy, he's the best two-way midfielder that I've coached, and he might be, talking to Coach Marini, the best two-way midfielder to play at Baldwinsville. What I mean by that, offensively, defensively, and between the lines. He has worked a work ethic and determination like no other on the field, and I'm proud of him because he's growing into a leader. Captain for us, he's a first-team All-League player, All-CNY player, U.S. All-American, and you'll hear his name in the college lacrosse world soon. He'll be attending and playing lacrosse at Providence College. Number 22, midfielder Brady Garcia. Next guy, his brother. One of the physically toughest attacking I've seen play at Evo. His uncle Andy always said, man has no concern for child when going to the goal. He doesn't care if he's in. However, this year I really thought he improved his game, becoming a diverse player. You've really seen the field. Goals, and a lot of assists. He's a captain, second-team All-League player, U.S. Academic All-American, number 9 in the class. He'll be attending and playing lacrosse at Robert Morris University. Number 9, Dylan Garcia. All right, this man could not be here tonight, but like Coach Slam says, he's with us in spirit. Very proud of this young man. I've taught since he was a little kindergarten, elementary. He made himself into a solid defensive midfielder. Everything was yes, coach. He would do whatever a coach or team needed. Because of that work ethic and passion, I can't wait to see what he does down the road in life. He will be attending the University of New Hampshire in the fall. Andrew Gross. This player has always had the skill and ability, but this season we channeled the dog, and he did so. With his skills and athletic abilities, he would make those clutch plays on both sides of the ball and in between the lines that allowed us to succeed. We remember the Canandaigua game. It was pretty cool. Those are the kind of plays he makes. I believe he's one of the top 5 midfielders in the section. He's a captain, first-team All-League player, All-CNY player. He will be attending and playing lacrosse at Marquette University. Number 3, Iggy Lemetta. This player, you all know the definition of a captain. Vocal leader on the field, leader by example on and off. You know, we're doing that as a leader. I don't think people realize what we have a starting lefty. He told me last year, I got the left side. And I said, okay. And he took that left side attack for a right-hander. I don't think people understand how hard that is. It's incredible the growth as a lacrosse player from last year to this year. Being in that position, it was incredible. He's a captain, second-team All-League player, first in my book. Number 13, attackman, Kieran Lynch. Another player who really improved over the years, developed himself into a solid lacrosse player. This guy's always smiling, no matter what. Good, the bad, the ugly, he's got a smile on his face. I was smiling for him after that game against Rome. How many? Too many to count. 4 or 5 goals against Rome in the quarterfinal game. He deserved it. Proud of him. He'll be attending and playing lacrosse at U of L University. Number 31, Trevor Miller. This guy moved to us a few years ago from Tennessee. I think it was his freshman year, I believe. He's got that Southern charm. Easy. Everything is yes, sir. Again, another guy seriously who really improved. Just learned the style of New York. It's probably a lot different now in Tennessee. Really learned the game. I think it's incredible. On a serious note, battled cancer for a few years ago, but managed to beat it and have a great senior season of lacrosse. He'll be attending the University of Buffalo in the fall. Number 18, Andrew Brown. All right. Next guy, nicknamed Psycho. Not because he's crazy, well, maybe a little bit on the field. He does see red sometimes, but rather because he goes all out. He goes all out, 100%, throws his body around, do whatever it takes to help the team out. His stick skills have extremely improved over the past couple of years, and I think because of that, that developed himself to starts to become a college lacrosse player. He will be attending and playing lacrosse at SUNY Maritime. Number 1, midfielder, Joey Searcy. I think, I know I can speak for Coach Lane, we're really proud of this man's mental and emotional maturity over the years. It's a very difficult position to play goalie. That maturity, I think, a lot of really take off. You saw everything that happened when he came back from playoffs. They came back for playoffs. When he's healthy and playing, he's one of the best goalies in the section. I truly mean that. I'm excited for him to go to college and see between the net. He was a captain for us, and he became playing lacrosse at Portland State. Nickname State. Playing lacrosse at Portland State. Number 2 goalie, Jake Seeber. Next guy. He's nicknamed, well, he's got a lot of nicknames. Scabby, Scabarella. Just a tremendous kid. But in all seriousness, this player was always about the team first. He do whatever the team needed to succeed. Another improved player. Just proud of this guy. He'll be attending SUNY Brockmore in the fall. Number 11, Alex Cabora. Next man, nicknamed Big Rings. Attackman is one of the, seriously, the physically strongest player that I've coached. Because of that strength, he gets the ability, he has that ability to get to the goal and score. More importantly, he brought that dog, he was the loudest and most energetic player for both practices and games. Great teammate, he do big things in college. He'll be attending and playing lacrosse at Hardwood College, number 17. Tapman, Dan Truesdale. Next guy, lucky, very lucky, and happy that this guy decided to come back and play lacrosse the senior year. He was an X factor for sure for our team. He was both a vocal leader and leader by example on defensive end. I know he's going to succeed in basketball and in college because of that leadership and that work ethic. He was a second-team all-league player, and he will be attending and playing basketball at the University of Rochester. Number 24, L7. Last but certainly not least, we had a really good manager come in for us. I think he did more in one practice than some of our past managers did in the whole year. And I mean that. When he was present at practices and games, anything he needed, he was there. I know the boys love him, I know we love him. He's going to do great things. He will be attending Clarkson in the fall. Manager, Ryan Butler. That wraps it up on our end. We just want to again say thank you to the parents, all the underclassmen players, the booster club, everybody, especially these seniors who are not done yet. We'll give it over to Frank for the big wrap-up. Thank you.
We have a few thank yous to go through, just to make sure between that and I to cover everybody, and then we'll get you out of here. First, I just want to make a general announcement. A lot of times you guys reach out and say, hey, what can my underclassmen do to improve skill set, outside of getting on the wall and shooting and all that stuff. You guys had great opportunity this summer, and I don't normally promote, but because of who's running these clinics or these one-on-one sessions, I have to. I've been selling you short. First, for offensive players, attackmen, midfielders, Keegan Lynch is doing some one-on-ones this summer. He's a generational player. He's done so much to grow my boys over his experience, whether it be being coached by him or certainly as a teammate. He's once a decade type player. You have the opportunity to be able to get some training with him. It's all posted on the Beeville Booster website, so please reach out again. This kind of answers your question if you send me an email what my kid can do over the summer besides play on a travel team or get to the wall or shoot, no better. And if you're on the defensive side, you're equally as blessed because there are two ex-alumni, Greg Marinelli, Tucker Macknick. I don't care if you're an LSM or in close defense. Two of the best players that have come out with the pole out of this program over the last 5 years, or 5 years, yeah. So please take advantage of those opportunities if you choose to, okay? I want to start with the coaches. On behalf of the boosters and our parents, we want to thank our coaches for all you do for our boys. Outside of the practices and improving the skill sets, you really tremendously help us as parents to raise them as young men. And whether it be the accountability, the character, the work ethic, and all that you instill in them outside of even the skill set. Beeville coaches are very good, but I believe that I be biased, the List Lacrosse crew is as good as it gets from JV to varsity. So I wanted to thank Coach Bork, Coach Wilcox, Coach Lamb, Keegan Lynch, I know he's not here today, Coach Solomon, Coach Malecki, and Coach Montanella for all that they do. Trainers, Allie and Caitlin. Also, as parents, Matt, already thank you. Thanks for patching up our kids. Nobody patches up more Garcias than you guys. I don't know how I know it's football, but I don't know how you got Brady's head to close somewhere in the middle of the season that looked like WWF off the turnbuckle, but somehow you got him back in the game. I don't think his head's ever been straight, but at least you closed the bleeding, which is great. So I wanted to thank Caitlin and Allie for taking care of our kids. And I'm not sure what you're going to do next year without any Garcias, but thank you. If you want to hear it up for our kids. Okay, I'm going to embarrass a few people quickly. Chad Lynch has been involved in the Baldwinsville Lacrosse program longer than some of our JV players have been alive. And I wrote that as a joke, and then I thought about it, and I think it's true. I mean, going way back to youth lacrosse with Braden, growing up through Keegan, growing up through TT, and then being involved in the Boosters Club. That's tremendous. That's half a career for a lot of people. All right, so I wanted to thank Chad for everything he does for the board and for the program, at least from the Boosters' perspective. His last position was tournament director. He helped to get Beeville in some of the most prestigious showcases in the country. I mean, prep school, prep school, prep school, prep school, Beeville. I don't know how he did it, but he got it, and it's helped with recruiting, and he's been a wonderful friend of the program, and I know he does it only out of love. So I want to thank Chad Lynch. He's retiring. We have another retiring board member, Erica Doherty. Erica has served tirelessly as one of our concession coordinators for the past few years. When she's not whipping up those beef Wellington specials, she's making sure the concession stand is open and staffed for every single JV and varsity game with her team. That is not an easy gig. It's one of those gigs where we ask who wants to be on concessions, and the entire board takes one step backwards, and there's Erica. But she done a wonderful job with it. So she's retiring along with the boys, moving on. So I want to thank, from the Boosters, Erica Doherty. board member, Jennifer Garcia. She has served as vice president this past year. The vice president's a tough spot. It picks up on all responsibilities that are not particularly prescribed to a specific board member. So everyone kind of goes in, oh, it sounds light, but then you realize there's a lot to do. This past year, she did varsity trip. Varsity trip. She was a varsity team mom in charge of a lot of the communications and the banquet coordinator today as well. She did all this while volunteering her time also with the Girls Booster Club as she was needed and raising 4 children and 1 difficult husband. So put your hands together for Jen Garcia. Also, on a side note, Jennifer was part of the inaugural Beagle Women's Lacrosse Hall of Fame class. And Jen, love you. Thanks for always being a babe.
He said B. Thanks for being a B. It wasn't B. It didn't sound like
It wasn't the
that.
PIT. Let's get that clear right there. All right? Make sure that doesn't give an attorney on you. All right, photographers are not here today, but I wanted to thank Colleen and Kelly. They capture snapshots. As you guys know, you guys played and it rained the whole season. It didn't matter. They were out there, snapping shots of our season, and they're incredible. They do it from their heart. So we have a little gift for them. They're not here today, but I wanted to call out both Colleen and Kelly for taking pictures. Program. This program is incredible. This is better than a corporation would put out, Apple would put out as their annual report. Unaccountable, by the way. So, this is incredible. The work that takes place in this program, not only to create it, you students all got, I believe, questionnaires you have to answer. Imagine the work that went into the students and adults alike. And if you flip through this, it is amazing. Best program that's ever been put out. On the side note, they also raise all the money through advertising. So not an easy task. Again, I wanted to thank both Mitzi and Tara, Mitzi Kinsella and Tara Levy, for putting this together. They embrace exactly what our lacrosse program is about, striving to be the best. You think you just take last year's program and put it out again? No, they make drastic changes, drastic improvements. Mitzi, and I know Tara's not here, but Mitzi, if you can come up, let's put our hands together. Senior night. Our senior night was a success, and we wanted to take a moment to recognize Deb Gregoire for coordinating the event. I know she had a lot of volunteers, and I'm sure she could speak. She would thank a lot of people. But it requires a lot of time and effort to pull this night off. From field banners and decorations that you saw on senior night to the actual senior script that was ran as every senior and their families walked the field to the dinner after the fact. And in between those lines, a lot of work there. Mostly, we always choose a junior parent's mom to do it so that the senior moms could be free. And Deb ran that like it was her own child graduating. She ran it exactly like every senior parent would have imagined or hoped for, and she exceeded expectations. That wasn't enough. Deb also was a videographer for all our varsity games. So an enormous contribution to the program this year. We wanted to thank Deb Gregoire. All right, we're almost there. First of all, while I'm walking up here, one of the desserts was half chocolate, half vanilla cookie. Who here thinks of it as a black and white? Put your hands together. Totally. No one's from Ohio? Wow, who here thinks of it as a half moon? wind hits Matt, his umbrella flies down the field. On behalf of boosters, we know it rained a lot, so we got you prepared for next year. Thanks so much. We're almost there. Just I'm going to go through names quick and an applause at the end. Matt covered a lot of these. Becky DeCesar, our program secretary. Dave Dixon, treasurer. Matt Edwin and Rob Pincello, fundraising. Wendy Anano, apparel. Matt Touchdown. Sarah Kleiner and Sabrina Webster, communications. Kevin McGrain taking over for Chad Lynch, tournament coordinator, who's also in the game day booth all season. Mindy Irbe, concessions. Aaron Lindsay, JV Team Up, that was along with all those communications. Bob Doherty, varsity scorebook for multiple years, and as Matt touched on it, also a youth lacrosse coach. I got 2 kids that are going to play at the next level, and if not for Bob, if not for Chad, if not for Coach Solomon, Coach Wilcox, and all the assistants, we mismodified because of COVID. I'm not sure they would, so thank you for all the guidance and leadership, but I wanted to put our hands together for Bob Doherty. Paul Lyman, sideline coordinator and a hell of a dancer. It didn't matter if we were down, I would look at the sideline and Paul's dancing. I knew we'd be all right, and we were. Carl DeCesar, varsity game booth. Don Brooks, JV game booth. Mike Egan, JV game booth. Jim Rose, JV game booth. Aaron and Rob Lindsay, JV videographer. A combination of the 2 of them covered that. Bill Allen, JV sideline coordinator. I think Matt called him out. And Pete Cliff, Joel Fiorini, or at least 2. I'm going to miss some that sat next to me announcing as the scorebook person as well. Lastly, those great pictures up on the scoreboard, I'm going to thank Bob Levy for putting them in the frames and us uploading them onto the scoreboard. So let's put our hands together for all this. Okay. Sal and Yao Lamedico. He's obviously moving on. Nobody is a bigger support of our boys, and I don't care. It's lacrosse is one thing, and that's obviously they're a huge supporter. But it didn't matter over the years. Pop Warner fundraiser, let me get my checkbook. Hockey fundraiser, let me get your checkbook. Let me get my checkbook. All right. No one is a bigger supporter of our children and our families and our kids in their athletic endeavors, and I'm sure they do well beyond athletics for other clubs in Beeville than Sal and Meow Lamedico. They've been close friends. You know, he's been playing with my boys since probably kindergarten, so they're like family to us. But we know that they're moving on, but they'll always be bees. They'll always be part of our Beeville family. I appreciate the seniors for signing. And we figured you got that new extension in the restaurant. We got to class up that place. We're going to put
to this organization and what they've done. When you look at dedication, commitment, who do you see? This guy right here next to me. Janet, come up here, sir. We want to recognize your endless sacrifice and dedication to this program over many, many years. So Frank, Jen, on behalf of Booster Club, we have this gift for you. You can accept it with our greatest sincere thanks. You have to open in front of everybody. There you go. Voice of the Bees.